Well, hello, my crafty friends, and how are you today? Firstly, thank you so much for joining me. And as you can see, I have a new card to show you to do. So this is what I'm going to show you how to do. But more importantly, what I am going to show you is how I've got the I don't know if you can see that, the gilding flake effect onto the background. And the reason I've done this is because it just gives the background a nice kind of luxury effect to your backgrounds, even though it's just plain ink and a bit of gilding flakes. It just adds that little bit more of, shall we say, luxury to your background. And it's fairly simple to do. You do need a few basic things, which I will go through with you. And as you can see, I've just mounted it onto a silver background, matte and laid it onto silver, onto my card blank, die cut a few things. This is a Marianne die, and this is just some foliage. I think this is Crafter's Companion, or it might be Heartfelt Creations poinsettia die, but any poinsettia die that you've got in your stash will be absolutely fine, and any foliage you've got in your stash again will be absolutely fine. And if you've got a slightly different Christmas lantern or a lantern, again, that'd be absolutely ideal. What I'm focusing on is how to show you to do the background with the gilding flakes. Right, so let's crack on. Right, so I've got my mat, and I have got an A5 piece of standard white stamping card, and I've got some, and this time I'm going down oxides, so I'm using oxides this time. Normally, as you know from previous videos, I've used and stuck to Distress ink pads, and I thought, right, let's change it a little bit, let's do something different. So I have gone down to doing going down with some oxide. Let me just that's what I want, some water for later on. Right, so okay, so let's just get some ink down onto our card, and let me get a bit of tissue. I've got a bit there. Right. Cool. Let's just get there we go. So let's just get some ink down onto our cardstock. And you put as much or as little as you want. So obviously I'm going to cover the whole of this piece of card with the Distress inks. Now I ought to say which colours I'm using. So I've got tumbled glass, broken china, and prize ribbon. So that's the three colours that I'm using. And obviously, if you want to change the colours, obviously you can do so. If you've got a particular colour palette that you're particularly fond of, or a combination of colours that you're particularly fond of, then go for it. Right, so I'm just going to put the lid back on that, put that onto there, and I'm going to go in with the broken china. So again, ink up the... Oh, this is a bit juicy. Oh, look at that. Isn't that juicy? So a bit more down there. So I'm not being particularly precious about how I get this down. I just, as long as I get colour down onto my cardstock, that's absolutely fine. And then I'm just going to go into the prize ribbon. Now, because this is a darker colour, I'm just going to be particularly careful and just give it So again, you know, don't be too stressed out about getting the colour down and how it looks. It's all good. The end result will still be equally as good. So there we go for that one. And then I'm just going to go back in with the tumbled glass and just tidy up some of these corners and just blend it in a bit better with the new colours that I've added. So again, just go in, and I'm not going to spend too much time doing this. So again, just make sure you've got a nice even coverage of ink all over your there we go. I think that is quite good. I am pleased with that. Perfectly happy. Now we can put these away, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put these away because we don't need them anymore, and so yeah, it makes a little bit of room. Right, so that's that. And then I'm just going to grab my heat gun, my trusty little heat gun, and this is the Ranger heat gun. I've had this for years, and I think I might believe it's maybe on its way out. I don't know. It's still going. So I'm just gonna quickly waft over this, quickly dry it. Then I think that will do. Right, so I've got my spritz bottle here, so I'm just gonna spritz it a little bit, and then just I've taken the lid off and just use this just to get a bit more. There we go. I think that's more than enough. Put that to one side. We finished with that. And I'm just going to leave that for a few seconds. And as you can see, it's already starting to react to the oxide. And that's what we want. That's what we're looking for. So I'm just going to get myself a clean piece of towel. And I'm just going to blot this. There we go. And that's just added a little bit more interest to our background. And again, I'm just going to go in with my heat gun, just waft it over, just like that. Nothing too strenuous or difficult. And that's a nice clean background. Right, next thing, the fun part. Now, I'm going to get myself some clean bit of, get rid of my, now the, let me just get rid of these for a minute because we don't need those, we don't need that. Now this is my Tim Holtz stamps. Just, there we go. Right, so what, oh, I'll get it the right way, Andrew. There we go. Right, so what I'm going to use is a like a crackle stamp. So, and it's this one. So, and it's come from the Joyful Song stamp set by Tim Holtz. So, that's the one I'm be using. So I'm just gonna fold this all the way back up. Cool, there we go. I'm going to put that to one side as well. And get a block. There we go, a nice stamping block. So that's all sorted at the minute. Right, here we go. Gilding flakes. Thing is, it does get a bit messy. So when I actually come down to stamping and putting the gilding flakes on, I will not be doing a lot of talking because the gilding flakes are very delicate. And they need it's going to be, if I talk, they're just going to be blowing everywhere, and we don't want that. So right, here we go. So what I will do first is just cut a bit of stamping. This is a bit of foam, and it would just, hopefully this one will work. And we just put a little dab of glue onto your little pad. This is effectively going to start acting as your ink pad. So I'm just going to get rid of that. And then we get a little spatula and we just push that into, and then we give that a clean. Cool. Right, so, and then we get our stamp and we just lightly tap as we stamped before. All over our image, and we just press down and we keep doing that until we've covered the whole piece of card, basically. So I'm just going to do this in stages. But when I come to get the gilding flakes down, I won't be doing a lot of talking. And then I think I might just do one final one. Put that in the middle somewhere. There we go. Right, I'm just going to leave it at that. Now, important bit, this, with your stamp, once you've done all your stamping and you've covered it, get as you can see, a bowl of water, and I'm just going to drop that in until I'm ready to come and clean it. So but I will turn that upside down. And clean my hands. And then the fun bit, and I say I'm not going to do a lot of talking. Obviously you can use any kind of gilding flakes you want. You can go for the silver. I've got silver there, and that's an indigo blue one, Winter Dawn. Actually, yeah, I'm going to go for this Winter Dawn. So, and this is like a variegated one. So, and just grab it by, and just see. Right, and just squish it, move it, to where you've stamped. Now it doesn't look much at the moment, but well, let me just tidy these little bits up. There we go. Let me just put all this back into the pot. Don't waste any of it. And put the lid back on, which is what I should have done, and then I wouldn't have had an explosion of gilding flakes everywhere. There we go. Cool. Right, next bit is you do get a little scrunchie, which is one of these. It's like a scouring cloth, and just gently rub over, and it just removes all the excess gilding flakes. And obviously what you're left with is a pattern from where you've stamped. And that is how you get a gilding flaked or a nice background with like a foil effect on your background. And that's all there is to it. Obviously, if I wanted to, I could do a further stamp down there and up there and cover it a bit more. But to be honest, I'm quite pleased and happy with that. And if I keep moving it, you can see the lovely gilding effect you've got on your background. And that's basically it. Now, if you've got all of this stuff, then, you know, it's you can it's nice to do your own backgrounds. Let me just tidy this up a bit, and then we can move on. Move that there, screw that down. Now, I mean, obviously the first one I did, I used the blue gilding flakes, which is by Spectrum Noir, and that's Blue Moon. This was one, it's by Indigo Blue, and it's Winter Dawn, so I used that one this time. So again, you know, there's quite a few different colours out there now in gilding flakes, so you can actually, you know, customize your own backgrounds and do your own colour schemes. So there we go. And it's interesting because with the Winter Dawn that I use, I've got a bit of the gold into it as well. So yeah, it's interesting. So and it's nice and smooth. It's like it's embedded into the card. So there we go. That's how we do our background. So let me just get my card blank, which I did get out, I think. Yes, I did. I'll put it over there. And let me just remove all of this, get all this out of the way. There we go. Move that. And we have got our... Now, so what I'm going to do is slightly trim that down a bit. So I'm going to trim... basically, so what do I want? Maybe well, I'm going to trim 1/2 inch from each side, and the reason I'm going to do that is so that I can matte and layer it. There we go. So I'm just going to check it up against my card blank, which I've got here, which is an A5 card blank. I'm just going to, if I can just find the way to open it. Duh. Yeah, there we go. So have I done this correctly? Yes, I have. I can tell. Right, so I've got a bit of room. Yes, cool. So what I'm going to do now is just grab me some. Actually, I'll use. I've got it here. So move that to one side. So I've got my Crafter's Companion snail here when they work, which I've not had a lot of problems with them. So and then I'm just going to mount this onto silver card as so, because we've got a nice silver. I'm going to get that, and then I'm just going to grab my lovely ruler, and then I'm just going to mat and layer to a so down we go with that one. And then down we go with that one. Yeah, I do love these rulers. They just make mat and layerings just so easy. And then down with that one. And then we go in with our snail again. And then we get our card blank back. And then we mat and layer this onto our card blank, and I've just stood up to make sure I can get it perfectly square. And that is our background, which you've done all yourself. And I've just die cutted a few little things. This is the Marianne lantern, which will fit quite happily onto there. And then I've die cut a few poinsettias and a few sprigs of leaves. So if you want to do that, and then so you get the idea. And I think I might go for the smaller one. Take that one out. And I think I just might go for the smaller one. Put that one like that. And you've still got room there for your message. So let's attach all of this. So just move that out of the way. And let's put a bit of tape down. And what I'm going to do is just swap over to the dotty tape just for these little bits at the top here, and take the cap off. That will also help. So, and I'm just going to attach that down onto my lovely background that I've just completed. And also, obviously, if you've got a little candle die, obviously you could put a little candle, or if you've got a little snowy scene, you could put that in there. You know, so, you know, the choice is yours, what you want to do. Just going to do up these. I'm just going to attach that like that, and then I get a bit of glue. Actually, before I do that, I'm just going to sparkle up this. I think, yeah, there they are. So these are the Spectrum Noir sparkle pens, and it's what it says on the lid. They're sparkle pens. So give it a little shake, and then I'm just going to paint the leaves just to give them a little sparkle. Of course, you can spray some glue and add some glitter if you want to go that way. That's absolutely fine. So whatever's easiest for you, whatever you've got time for. Obviously, if you're using wet glue, you need to allow drying time. And a little gem in the middle of that will not go amiss. So I'm just going to grab my glue. Did I get it? It's probably right in front of me. And I didn't know. What on earth have I done with that? I just brought it over. Oh, it's right in front of me. Duh. Right, so, yeah, just a little bit of glue on the bottom. And these are flowers I've made from various dyes, as I said at the top of this video. There's loads of poinsettia dyes. Crafter's Companion do them. Heartfelt Creations used to do them, if you've got those. And then I'm just going to pop that down there like that, and just press the middle for a little bit, so that the glue that I've put underneath makes contact with the paper underneath. And that is quite nice. Let's just grab a few gems. I think a nice little gem in the middle will just completely set that off and be very nice. So I think a nice little round gem. So there we go. Oh, that's nice. And then I think one at the top of the lantern, just like that. And then I think I'm going to leave it exactly like that, because I don't want to overdo it. So that is what I'm going to leave it as. I am not going to do any more. So again, if you do like what you've seen, please like and subscribe, so any future videos that I do, you can get automatic notifications for them. And also, if you can, share it onto other social media platforms that you might belong to, other groups you might belong to. If you could do that, that'd be absolutely brilliant. And thank you very much for your company. And that is one Christmas card. Again, I've left space up here for your message, so if you've got a there we go, ta-da, and just like that, a Merry Christmas die. There you go. So thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you next time, and thank you, and see you soon. Bye for now.